I'm sure you've already seen, or most of you would have seen, the papers today where we exposed Martin McGuinness with a weapon, a Luger pistol, in his hand in 1972. Actually, it was the 6th of May to be exact, in 1972. First off, he's never been charged with that offence. It was a weapon that was stolen from. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't go into that. That's for later on, Martin. But it's a weapon that was used in murders in the Londonderry area. So we are going to be speaking to the HET. We're also going to be speaking to the police and to our politicians. This man is not above the law. The law is the law. And unfortunately in this country, it seems to be a law for one and one for another. In other words, if you're a terrorist, the law has been changed. If you're a law keeper, you're being persecuted. I don't know what's going on or how you can explain that. The one question I have to ask here, now I was informed about this photograph and that's where it come from, how it first came out. How's come nobody's seen this photograph? The 6th of May 1972 it was taken. Where was it since then? Who buried this photograph to keep Martin McGuinness safe? Now, I know one thing. If I was involved in an organisation with this man, I would be wondering how he got away with this, because it would have been a brilliant opportunity for the police or the security forces to take him off the streets at a time when he was the 2IC of the IRA in Londonderry. They didn't do it. So somebody obviously got rid of this photograph, because they could have put him in jail for at least 7 years here. Didn't happen. Why? It gets darker and darker the more you look into these things, and at times I wonder what was going on in this country, who was running the IRA and other organisations. I certainly begin to wonder, but again, that's not a question that I'm here to ask. I want to know why he's not been arrested and questioned. They have arrested UDR men and have questioned them about murders way back in 1970 on hearsay. On hearsay. At the drop of a hat, they will arrest a policeman or a soldier or a UDR man or an ordinary civilian, especially from the Protestant community, but also just an ordinary civilian from the Catholic community. But they won't go out and arrest IRA men. Why? This is not hearsay, this is proof. These photographs that you see here is a man holding a weapon, brandishing a weapon, which is an illegal weapon, at a time when the Troubles were at its height. And he was the the 2IC in that area. You have to ask what's going on. And remember, this man is our Deputy First Minister. Is that what we have now in Northern Ireland? Now things have very changed in this country. When this man used to run around with this weapon in the 70s, now he's probably issued by the government with a personal protection weapon, while at the same time they're taking them away from the ex-members of the police, the UDR or the army, who in some cases give 35 years of service to this community to protect it. Now they're not being allowed to protect themselves against a threat from dissidents. But the ex-terrorists, well, head on, ex-terrorists, I don't know if that's the right word or not, well-dressed terrorists, I suppose you would call them. They've swapped the Armalite for their Armani suit, and they've handed down the Armalite to the next generation. That's all they've done. Well, we call for action. We call for our politicians to demand that this man is arrested. Nobody is above the law. And if this man's arrested and questioned, and they can do nothing but prosecute this man for this offence, because it is evidence that can't be denied. So let's see if there is a law in this country or if there's not. And hopefully, somewhere along the line, the people in this country are waking up to the fact that evil, evil people are now governing the country of Northern Ireland, Ulster as we know it. But we'll see if that can be changed. Evil is evil, And evil cannot be allowed to go unchallenged. And I believe there's enough people in this country who believe in right and wrong. And we are bringing out writs again, a number of individuals. And these are some of the individuals, top IRA men, who not only murdered and butchered people within the communities, but also made millions off the backs of the communities that they terrorised. Well, there is a number of people out there who are prepared to challenge these people in the courts. Do it the way it's meant to be done. Use law and order to bring down these terrorists. And there's a law used in America for bringing down major gangs. I think it's called RICO, is it? RICO? Something like that. Well, let's see how it works in Northern Ireland. Because I can assure you, before we are finished, these men will be in court.